I keep on trying to tell you guys, it only happens in Call of Duty. Welcome back to more esports talk. I hope you guys all enjoy. The debate does continue. The videos will as well. Thank you all for the great support, interaction down below. This time around, another first out there in esports, at least to my knowledge. And again, definitely a rarity out there. We have a player telling an owner just to shut up. That's going to be our boy Patty P. We'll talk about that in a second because that was actually sparked by a subtweeting between two other pro players out there, that being Hastr0 versus Slasher. Hastr0 apparently subtweeting a statement that Slasher made about movement actually lowering the skill gap. And obviously Hastr0 disagreed with that statement, as that's the reason why he did subtweet that. The two went back and forth a little bit, with Slasher saying there's no way in your right mind you think that slide canceling actually increases the skill gap. Hastr0 says you should just get better, and then Slasher ends it by saying Hastr0 has lost his way and he's biased and not a care for what actually betters the game and the scene itself. So to set the standpoint there, guys, Slasher thinks that movement, especially when it comes to slide canceling, we talked about that yesterday, he thinks that that kind of movement actually lowers the skill gap, whereas Hastr0 and other pros think it increases or adds to the skill gap. Now, this actually sparked a debate between Hastr0, the owner of Envy, as many of you guys are well aware, and Patty P or Aches. At one point in time, Patty P just straight up tells Hastr0 to shut up about this. Now, this is actually in response to a tweet where Hastr0 goes, adaptation. That's what separates the great COD pros from the really good ones. And so that is what prompted a reply from Aches to just say, shut up, Hastr0, which again, I know that's not too big of a deal, right? It's via Twitter. It's not obviously meant in that kind of harsh of a way, but you never see this across other esports scenes, and it's why I seriously love this scene and love making these videos, because the characters in Call of Duty, you really can't match up. They actually continue to go back and forth a little bit. The main stresses here, though, is Mike or Hastr0 really stressing adaptation. Although this could be a bit of a bug that should not be in the game, he just stresses you have to adapt at some point or another, and Patty P goes back and says this is pretty egregious, and especially as an owner, like Hastr0 is, and an investor, you should not put up with these kind of in-game issues, and this should not really be a thing. So, as per usual with these video guys, then I turn the question to all of you. First of all, on the topic of, I would think of more note here, is slide canceling or movement in general, does that add or take away from the skill gap? In my opinion, anything that can be learned better than someone else can learn it, I think that automatically adds to the skill gap. I think it increases the skill gap when there's a movement or a bug out there that people can learn and abuse better than other people. In my opinion, I think anything like that that can be learned better than someone else can learn it adds to the skill gap. You, of course, can leave your thoughts down below. It certainly could be argued either way. And on top of that, guys, you know, when it comes down to Aches versus Hastr0, you know, to a certain degree, I, of course, are going to agree with Hastr0 here. Adaptation is key for separating the top tier pros from, well, the not top tier. When it comes to this, though, there are so many egregious things in this game of Call of Duty. Of course, Aches makes some great points. We are less than 3 weeks away from the premiere week of our Call of Duty League, and all of these issues are still very, very prevalent, and we still have dozens of pro players out there complaining each and every week. It looks pretty meek, okay? Especially when we look at the facts, guys. Overwatch League is already failing, or at least in some concerns out there, some huge worries in their third year, and Call of Duty in its first. Let's hope we can survive here and really pick some things up. I'm super excited still, and as per usual, guys, I'll still be breaking down videos for you every single day. Until next time, what do you think about this? Take care, drink your coffee. I'll be back here pretty soon.